In 2019, Daniel bought a Showman's wagon and decided to restore it. It was the first time he'd done a project like this, so it was a steep learning curve.
I've been looking for one for a long time, and then this one came up on Facebook, so I thought I'd make him an offer. So yeah, it's a Burton wagon. It would have been used by Showman for fair workers and stuff like that. So like the Gypsy wagon, very similar but less ornate. Before I had it, it was just in a garden, and it had been in the garden with the tarps over it for 20 or so years, I think. So yeah, and it's amazing that it's in good condition, really, such good condition, considering it's been open to the elements. Internally, it's pretty much, as far as I'm aware, pretty much completely original. And I think the reason why is because the roof had been fiberglassed by the previous owner about 10 years ago, so it saved everything from rotting out. So yeah, it's pretty much original inside, which is quite unusual.
Once having finished the restoration, Daniel was all ready to start another. So it was no surprise that when another Showman's wagon came up for sale, Daniel bought it.
So this wagon was owned by a guy called Arthur Napper in the 60s, and he's like the grandfather of steam. Pretty much set up steam fairs as we know it today. So he's very well known. So he owned it originally, and then when he died, it was sold to my friend's dad, and then he sold it to Colin Knight, who was my godfather. And then when he died, it went up for auction at Cheffins, and the guy that I bought it off of got it from there. So this one's a Showman's wagon. It's about 1890 or something like that it was made. It would have been pulled around, travelling from village to village, putting on fairs. And that's why this one hasn't got any windows on the left side, because this side would have been facing the fair, and the side with the windows, the other side would have been facing out of the fair for the families that lived in the wagons. This one, it could have had some stall coming off of the side. It's got a lot of metalwork underneath, which we don't know what would have been there, but some of them had shooting ranges attached to them, coconut shies, all sorts. So yeah, it would have been part of the stall probably, but as I say, we don't know what it would have been. This one's got a big range cooker. It needs full restoration, the stove, because it's not very good. It's cracked and it's really, really rusty. But yeah, I think it's the original stove from it. It looks like it. I'm stripping all the white paint out because it looks like it's painted in the 60s. I think that was when it was last restored. And I'm going to take it all back to the wood and then just stain it and, wax the wood and just keep it looking like that. At the ceiling, it's either varnish or it's smoke stained. We can't really work out which. I'm going to try and get that removed, but if I can't, then I don't know, I might have to get some other paintings put up there, but it'd be nice to be able to preserve that one. But there's a lot of work to get it back, definitely. So it seems to be roses on pretty much every panel. It would be nice to have that and to get it back, but as I say, there's a lot of brown stains up there, and I think it's probably varnish, but it's how easy it is to remove, I'm not sure yet. It's got basic windows on the front and back, as you can see there. But on the sides it's got etched and cut glass windows, which are really nice. I think they're original. The glass is really thick. But things like that are so expensive to have made, so to have the original ones from it is really good. So the gold leaf on the carvings I'm going to try and keep. That's the only thing that hasn't really tarnished at all, obviously, because it's gold. So if we can, I'll keep it and just touch it up in the places that it needs it. Because I quite like that, the aged look. I want to keep it looking old, I don't want it looking brand new. So yeah, we will probably keep all that if we can. But really, as far as restorations go, this one doesn't need very much. It looks like it needs a lot of work. And of course, painting it and flattening it back, each layer on the coach paint will take some time. But as far as woodworking and replacing stuff goes, it doesn't need that much at all. It's more prepping and then painting and building it up. I just when I see one, I just seem to want to buy it. That's why I've got 4. I sold one recently. I would have had 5 here if not. But the problem is, because they're all different, you know, it's hard to sell one and let it go because you know you'll never see that one again. So I just like restoring them and taking them to steam fairs, and I do pull them with my horse, recreating history. Yeah, I don't know. I just like it. Maybe one day I'll leave them to my kids, you know, if I have kids.